So it's finally happened. Tommy Fury and Jake Paul have stepped in a ring, and against the odds, Tommy Fury has come out victorious. So what does this mean for Tommy Fury's championship aspirations? And what's next for Jake Paul? Well, let's get into it. Now, this was probably Tommy Fury's best performance in his career. My initial predictions were that he wouldn't be able to last 7 or 8 rounds and would be dropped in the 7th or 8th round. And yeah, he was dropped in the 8th round, but he fought his ass off to come back and he finished the fight a lot stronger than Jake finished the fight. So what's next for Tommy? Now, barring a rematch, which I think probably happens next year, Tommy needs to start making his push at being a cruiserweight contender or whatever weight he wants to fight at. But he needs to start making that push if his aspirations of being a champion are true. It's time to slowly up the levels. You had 9 fights by now. Let's slowly up the levels, and then when you have enough fights, I think he should be able to fight for a bout. Jake Paul is coming off the worst performance that we have seen in his entire career. He truly did too little, too late. We saw that when someone can withstand Jake's power, he has no other path to victory. Without that knockdown in the 8th, this would have been a pretty clear win for Tommy Fury. But also in the 8th, we saw Jake's inability to follow up his knockdown with any meaningful shots. As for what's next for Jake, it's obvious that he is not ever going to be a cruiserweight champion, as he says. But there are a few fights that are lined up for him, you know? He could fight Nate Diaz, Mike Perry, or of course KSI. Or Carl Froch if we're taking that call out seriously, but the dude's like, 45, and he's like 2 weight classes lower than Jake. I don't think anybody really wants to see that fight. I think all 3 of these guys would be licking their chops to get a piece of the Jake Paul we saw in that ring tonight. Especially KSI. I feel like this fight has guaranteed that the KSI versus Jake Paul fight happens, being that KSI knows that he really needs to fight Jake to gain respect in the influencer boxing scene, and Jake knows that he can't fight pros. He has to stick to YouTubers and UFC guys. So who's the biggest YouTube boxer other than himself? KSI. It just makes sense that it should finally happen. And I don't know, put KSI in the ring with the Jake we saw tonight. It'd be a lot closer than people have been saying. That's all I'll say. Thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. But before we leave, I actually have some news to share with you guys. I'm actually making my own website. The website is going to be me posting articles about pretty much every sport in America, including boxing, pro boxing, and influencer boxing. But that's not all. I will be posting shorts about pro boxing news. You know, I've been wanting to dabble into pro boxing for a while now, so that's going to be my way of doing it. And eventually I might even make long YouTube videos about pro boxing. Also, if you guys could follow my Instagram, follow my Twitter in the links in the description, that'd be great. Also, subscribe, share with your friends, and like. And I'll see you guys later.